Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is meant to answer the question, what is actually going on right now? So much disturbance, for one. So much disturbance that it's very possible many of you, including myself, are quite frustrated with the current situation. Now, every problem, quote unquote, is actually an opportunity to do something differently. So, I am currently sitting outside. I can't see the moon. Today is the full moon in Taurus. It is a supermoon. It is known as the beaver moon, and it is incredibly powerful. It's happening at 13 degrees of Taurus, opposite the sun at 13 degrees of Scorpio. Scorpio is death and rebirth. 13 is the number representing death and rebirth. Rebirth more predominantly, okay? It also represents divine feminine energy, birth, okay? Now, our current reality or experience is very multifaceted. There is a lot going on. Like I said, in many different facets that are culminating in each and every one of the human beings currently incarnated on the planet. Now, this information is coming to you via me, okay? I'm sorry for the camera. It is what it is today. It is what it is. Anyhow, it's coming to you directly from God. And the reason, disturbance, whatever. The reason is for your protection. Your protection in that it's information that will assist you to make decisions, to see clearly, to have a proper belief structure for yourself, to navigate your journey. Some of these things may not make any sense to you, and that's okay. Keep them in your pocket. There will come a moment when this information will be very important. This could pertain to a situation that happened in the past, that is currently happening, or that will happen in the future. But this is beyond culture, race, gender, etc. This is for every human being that is currently living on the planet. Okay. And we're going to start large scale first. So, Our sun is currently at solar maximum. The amount of activity that is happening within the sun and being hurled at the earth is for a very important purpose. It is evolving the planet and us, human beings. Really, every creature that lives on the planet. But for the contents of this message, we're going to focus on humans. I have been following the Schumann resonance, and the Schumann resonance is a system of measurement, okay? It is a set of natural electromagnetic waves that resonate in the earth. That's not the right wording. It measures from the surface of the earth to the ionosphere, okay? Between the surface of the earth and the ionosphere. It's a cavity. It's a space, okay? Primarily, it's triggered by global lightning strikes that happen within that cavity. And roughly there are 50, a lightning strike happens 50 times per second within that cavity. And that electricity, that pulse, creates a resonance in the field. Now, the fundamental frequency of this is 7.83 hertz. That is where the earth has been resting. It's kind of like a humming. Now, the size of the cavity determines the resonant frequencies. Ours on the earth primarily being around 7.83 hertz. Now, with the recent activity from the sun, we have been over 100 hertz, spiking steadily, consistently every single day. Many people, including myself, have been experiencing some physical responses to this energy. Now, the frequencies on the earth can fluctuate due to factors like solar activity and the conditions of the ionosphere. It can also affect the weather and the movement of the earth itself, meaning from the core to the crust, the earth. Okay. So, a way of thinking about it is, if the earth was a bell, and typically, oh my God, my hand is going to die. Hold on. I hope that you can still hear me okay, but I have to switch hands because Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. This was not the way I planned to do this today, but it's cool. It's fine. All right. So, if you think of the earth as a bell, the sun typically rings the bell And it's a more of a gentle, pleasant, like a hum, okay? But because we are in a time of awakening consciousness, the earth itself is evolving, okay? Is awakening, is transcending dimensions. The sun, which is the Christ force, the light, is sending energy towards the earth to such a degree, at such a velocity, that it is ringing the bell. Now, when you think of a bell, when you hit it hard enough, it will crack. If there is, or it will break structures, glass. The way the visual I got was if there was a crust around the outside of the bell, it is ringing so violently that it is able to break the crust. It just explodes off at a certain point. That's what's happening. The earth is the bell. The sun is ringing it. And it's increasing steadily every single day. We're not resting back at 7.8 hertz. We are spiking over 100 consistently every day. Currently, we have not only flares directed at the earth. This is plasma energy. This is light. This is codes of ascension. We also have a coronal hole, a big one, that is directly earth facing. And through that hole, there is energy being projected at the planet. Consistent energy projected at the planet. Now, this energy is tuning. So it enters the Earth's atmosphere, comes through to the surface of the Earth, continues on to the core and affects the core. The core of the Earth is connected to the electromagnetic field. It is the heart of the planet. It is the womb space of the mother. The pulse. It affects the pulse and it is shot back out. So it travels back up through the earth to the surface, through the atmosphere and out. So these energy blasts, these light codes are coming through and moving through us, crown to root and into the earth, and then coming back from the earth, going from root to crown and out. And it is changing the DNA. It is affecting the blood. And it is, Spirit is really loud today. It is affecting the heart, the electromagnetic field of the body and of the earth. And I have to change hands because oh my God, my muscles. Okay. The reason for this is it's breaking us free of imprisonment. It's waking us up. It is activating us in a very real and profound way. The earth itself, like I said earlier, is evolving. It is rising in consciousness, okay? It is moving up in dimension. And we, as the angels of the earth, have the choice to evolve with the planet or not. We have birds, we have helicopters, we have there's a lot going on. Okay. So many things are being activated within us to release us from imprisonment. Understanding the truth of who we are releases us from imprisonment. The sun is sponsoring this, of course. God. We are creator beings, as you've heard me say. All of our energy centers, or our chakras, connect us to different what's the word? It's like fundamental desires, okay, of our current consciousness. When we would think of fulfillment. And what comes to mind is the American dream. This designated chain of stages that we're supposed to do, phases of life that we're supposed to accomplish for us to be successful, for us to be valuable. Within society, this is pushed on us, right? You're supposed to go to school and do well. You're supposed to then go to college and do well. You're supposed to then meet someone, get married, have children, buy a house, and go to church. So the reason why this is so effective in convincing us is because it has a root in truth, a fundamental truth that is beyond conditioning, okay? It's part of being human, and it connects to each chakra, each energy center. When we are born, we are ensouled through the earth, the core of the earth, the womb of the earth. Every being that is birthed on this planet comes through the energy portal of the earth, is of the earth, made of the earth, belonging to the earth. Period. The end. Okay? Now, we have 7 main chakras, and we're going to focus on those for this video. When we are born, from age 0 to 7, we are forming or activating our chakras within our system. We start with our root chakra, the chakra of safety, feeling safe with our mother, okay? Supported, the idea of home and family. Then as we spend, I want to say a year or 2 there, okay? We'll say a year for the purposes of this video. Then we move up to the sacral. This is play. Children spend a great deal of time with play. This is creative expression in actuality. Okay? Then there is the adventure and the point where a child learns that the child has a choice whether to cooperate or not. This is going to be the sacral plexus. No, the solar plexus. This is when we're building confidence and we have this individual expression that we're coming to understand. Okay? Now, each chakra is affected by the one before it. So, what does that mean? That means that your creative expression or your play is affected on or is affected by your root chakra, your safety, your sense of connection. In this instant, it's going to be to your mother directly or your main caregiver. So now, once we have moved past the confidence, now we go to the heart chakra. This is when we experience or come to understand love and how it works. This is when we learn either unconditional love or conditional love. When you're a good boy or girl, you get love. You get presents. You get praise. You get freedoms. Whatever it is. But when you're bad, you get punished. And this, trigger warning depends on or can vary within families to very good all the way down to very bad. But each child learns what love within their family dynamic, what it means. 9 times out of 10, it's conditional. Animals, particularly dogs, teach us unconditional love. Many children have an animal, often it is a dog. There's a reason for that. Okay, so then we move up to the throat chakra and we start to speak how we feel, what we think, etc. Our opinion or our what's the word? Our review on our experience. Hello. Hi, honey. Birds are communication. And one just landed very close to me. Okay. We learn to communicate. We learn how important communication is to survival or to thriving. If a child is coming up in a home that is dysfunctional, a child learns manipulation. Okay? And then from there, we move on to the third eye. This is typically when we're entering school and we're starting to learn and we're working on intelligence. Okay? The other part of the third eye is before the age of 7, a child, they take everything in as fact. Okay? They cannot differentiate between what is real and what is not real. For example, a child's, this is when the subconscious is being created. So the subconscious is going to be the blueprint for the way that the individual responds to life and thinks and believes for the remainder, for the duration. So if they experience trauma during that time, that will be something that will stay with them for the rest of their life. Because it's subconscious. It's not something that we're actively aware of, but it's a program that's running when we aren't paying attention. It's dictating how we make decisions, how we behave, how we express emotions, how we cultivate wealth, how we eat, how we care for ourselves, etc. So we're learning truth, okay? And then the crown chakra is our connection to God. This is Sunday school. We're going to church. And unfortunately, religion creates followers. That's what it does. It creates followers. God creates leaders. There is a difference. Okay? Another disruption. I swear I cannot get away from it today. I literally cannot get away from it. It's so irritating. I'm not going to lose my mind. Okay. So now, when we leave the nest, when we go to college, this is actually, before I say that, When we start out, our energy moves from our root to the crown. Okay? And then as we become young adults, it goes from crown to root. So the energy moves up and then it comes back down and then it comes back up. Okay? And every time it's moving up and down, it's changing our system. It's activating us, much like the sun's energy coming through the atmosphere, through the earth, and then back up again. It's this constant, wave of transformation, because that's what it brings forward. We would look at that as growth in our daily lives, okay, or in the span of a lifetime. These are cycles of growth. The earth goes through cycles. We go through cycles. Why is that? Because we're of the earth. We are the children of the earth. We are the angels of the earth. We leave the nest, we leave the house, we go off to college. Crown chakra, third eye chakra. We are working on our intelligence. Okay, we're expanding our intelligence. Then after college, now we have a career where we are expressing what we've learned, throat chakra, confidently, solar plexus, okay, this identity that we have established or decided, okay? Once that is done, we are supposed to get married. This is the heart awakening. This is the experience of union, sacred union, hopefully. But love, okay? In its purest form with a partner, a romantic partner. From that union comes children, 33 minutes. This is the sacral creation, life, the creation of life, the womb space. Once we have children, now we secure the home, the root, to support the whole family unit that we have created. That home roots us in. Now is when we take the energy to the Earth Star chakra, which is below our feet, which grounds us down. This is our established position. From there, once that is safe and secure, now we move back up and we have creative expression. Hobbies. Once the kids are taken care of and the money's there, we're good. Now what do we do with our free time? We get a hobby. We start golfing, or we, whatever it is. Creative expression, painting, writing, singing, dancing, skating, boating, whatever it is. Then it moves back up to our solar plexus, where we are receiving evolution, and our idea, understanding of self is evolving, which means that what we believe makes us confident is also evolving and changing. We move up from there. This is also power, the sense of power. What makes us feel powerful? Solar plexus. From there is our heart and our ability to love. This is something okay, so this is kind of taking a turn here. The heart chakra. So I'm being asked to pause there because the heart chakra awakening is where we currently are at collectively. It is through the awakening of the heart space that we ascend to higher dimensions of consciousness. The earth itself is ascending. The heart is a portal. It can only be accessed when it's opened. When it is opened, it is a process of, it's not like like that. It's a gradual, from the outside in activation. Okay? This is why any emotional trauma that a person has experienced is going to be there. All of the understandings of love that are anything less than unconditional love is going to be there. Many people will spend lifetimes working through trauma. Because it's such a process and because it's painful. So it's common to start to work through things, experience a trauma and close back down, or decide, oh, this means that I should never do this again, instead of saying, no, this means that I am hurt and I need to heal. Okay. Through the heart chakra, we have access to the earth. Through the earth, we have access to the universe. We have access to our soul and our soul's memories. We have access to God. Not just what we're told, but the feeling of God within us. That will not happen until the heart chakra is awakening. You cannot know God before that happens, before the heart begins its process of activation, healing. Okay? And from there, the rest of the chakras are associated with higher spiritual forces. Okay? 5D, 60, 70, and above. Okay. The whole point of that was that we have fallen for this set of preconceived ideas within society that will fulfill us. And the reason why we've fallen for it is because it is linked to truth. Okay? However, it's a manipulation. It's a manipulation because it is meant to dominate us. It is not meant to nourish us for us to become powerful. There's always a power over. Okay, you're always chasing the carrot. There's never enough. You're never quite safe. You're never quite good enough. You know, this constant achieving and rivalry is coming as the word, but competition, and which is a lie. There is no competition. Every single being is unique. So who are you competing with? No one except yourself. The war becomes internal. And you can never become empowered if you are at war with yourself. You will be at war with the outside world. Guaranteed. And if you don't know who you are, you don't know what truth is because you can't access it. You will believe what you are told. And what you are told is a manipulation to keep you in a place of disempowerment. Do we need to have safety and rooted stability? Yes, we do. Do we need to have creative expression and life? Yes, we do. Passion, intimacy. Okay? Do we need to have full-blown confidence in ourselves, power within us to be what we came here to be? Yes, we do. Do we need to open our hearts to experience actual love, unconditional love, which is within us because God is within us? It can never be taken away. There is no condition in which it can be taken away. None. Because it exists within us. And from that, our ability to speak and communicate truth becomes strengthened. The bell is ringing. And our ability to connect to our intuition, which is our higher self, our navigation, comes online. And our crown connects us to the spiritual realms, to the angels, to the all, to the universal energies, to our soul, to the greater expression of God as the creator of all, the source energy, universal consciousness. We are an antenna. That antenna becomes fully operational and functioning. Okay? Oh my God. Okay. That was a lot. I don't even know if I'm going to post this. This is not going the way, nothing has gone the way I planned. All right. So again, this video is going to be kind of, it's a lot. So just take as much as you can and keep the rest in your pocket for a later date, because it will come. It will come up. Okay. So the activity, okay, here's the other thing. If you think of the Earth and the solar system at large, think of it like a clock, okay? And as the planets are moving, they are opening things in time. How we experience time. So these alignments, these transits of the planets that influence us directly, they are coming into position, divine alignments, okay, to activate certain phases to begin. So whether you're prepared or not, it doesn't matter. We're in it. There's no more getting ready for it. We are here. We are in it, and we are becoming. That's it. You can choose not to, but you are choosing death if you do that. And I know that I'm saying that but it's the truth. If you do not evolve, you are choosing death. Actual death. Because you're causing destruction to your soul. Human death is not an end. Okay, we just transition. And continue on. All right. So, what's currently taking place is the beginning of the splitting of the stream of consciousness. Okay? We will have two separate streams of consciousness moving into the time when the new earth is present. This is when the process starts. We're in it. We've already begun. But what the sun is doing and the planetary movements, every little thing, hello, bug, every little thing is falling into place like clockwork. And it is aligning frequencies. This is how we are, or this is the forming of the two streams of consciousness. So it's wherever you're at, your frequency, okay, your vibration, you are going to be attuned to those who are a match to you. And those who are not, or everything that is not, will be removed as if it doesn't exist in your world. You will have no contact with it. So I say, what I mean is, if you are attuned to the positive spectrum of consciousness, hello bug, then you are going to attract to you and be aware of that frequency. And all of the lower frequencies that produce all of the trauma will be removed from your reality. You will not even be aware of it, as if it doesn't exist. This is the consciousness stream that is moving to the new earth, because the earth is ascending. Becoming more loving is a really good way of thinking about it. And this is a love bug, okay, that is obsessed. Now, if you are of the negative polarity, the vibration, the negative emotions, etc., you are going to be tuned to that vibration in your environment, and everything that is not in resonance with that will be removed as if it doesn't exist. So, if you are negative, destructive, okay, you will be matched to that destruction, and the goodness will be removed from your reality as if it doesn't exist. Therefore, your environment looks like a war zone. It's the only thing you experience. And as you can see, the two streams become very distinct and they separate. They will never interact. And after the year 2030, there will be no ability for a soul to transfer from the negative polarity to the positive. It's over after that. Wherever you're at is where you're going to be. And if you are of the negative polarity, you will be descending to death. Over time, of course. This is not like, I'm sorry that I'm shaking, but now it's kind of cold and this is a lot of information. Okay. If you are attuned to the positive spectrum, the positive frequencies, you will ascend with the earth. Okay? While the other, the negative polarity, descends into elimination and war. And the two, again, will not interact. You will not have any awareness of the other's existence. Okay. Now, when it comes to our vibration, our frequency, I see where Spirit is taking me here. So, reality takes place in the present moment. Reality and the present moment is in your mind. That's the present moment. What is outside of you is the past. Okay? It has already been created. It is the representation of the past. Now, if you are looking at your environment and believing that it is the present, you are going to recreate it. Which is why people do not progress. They're looking at their outside world as if that's all there is, And because it's in their mind, that's what they are creating. We are 55 minutes on the clock when I said that. I've been seeing angel numbers like crazy. I just haven't been saying them. We are constantly creating, okay? We are constantly putting out into the universe that which we desire, and the universe is responding to us. Think of the figure 8, okay, the infinity symbol. We're constantly interacting with the universe, constantly creating. The universe responds. We get a picture, we take that in, we alchemize it, and we create again. If we have, if we're doing this the way we're meant to, we are growing and evolving. Innovation. Okay? Change, growth, ascension. Wow, I am freezing. Okay. If you are looking at your environment or the TV or governments that are actually very controlling and destructive, which is in truth a sign of weakness, profound weakness. Let there be no mistake, okay? If anyone requires your compliance for them to be powerful, they are in the weaker position. Period, full stop. Someone who is empowered doesn't require you to do a damn thing. It doesn't affect them because they have their own power, so they don't need yours. Understand? If you're believing what they're feeding you, you are creating it. It starts with the belief. It starts with the mind. And the mind creates our external environment. The mind is reality. It's truth. Which is why the development of the mind is so important. Right? Okay. Once again, our current reality is so multifaceted. What's actually taking place right now? It's happening within you, it's happening around you, and it's happening with or without your participation. It's happening. We're there. We're in it. Okay? And we can either get on board or we can slowly die. Now, the governments that require your power in order for them to be powerful are going to make sure that you are sad, sick, and dying, and in need, in lack, in order to harvest your energy for their benefit. Just keep that in mind. You becoming empowered is bad for business. Now, this full moon, like I was talking about earlier, is the sun directly opposing the moon. 13 degrees, rebirth of Scorpio, death, rebirth, ascension, the occult, the all, the dark and the light. Opposing illuminating. The moon in Taurus. Taurus rules resources, relationships, partnerships. Okay? Connection. They are challenging one another. The sun is like hammering us right now with energy. The clock has moved into correct position for all hell to break loose here. For truth to be illuminated. And for the toxic karmic cycles and lies to become very clear in order to end and be reborn as something that is in alignment with you. I'm sorry I'm shaking, but I'm literally freezing right now. So, few things, excuse me, few things that will take place. Energy eruption, okay? The universe is not whispering anymore. It is roaring truth through you, through your bones. The earth is ringing. Because it's time to wake up. All right? Emotional breakthrough. Healing isn't quiet anymore. This is a reclamation of power. And the truth of what we're doing and who we are is being exposed. It's being illuminated. All of the illusions are burned away. Authenticity is the highest vibration because it is your authentic, godly self. It is the highest expression. And it is your greatest power. This is why competition is a joke. Why am I and competition and comparison? Why are you trying to be like someone else? It's literally impossible to be the same as another person. You can be inspired. That would be the positive emotion, purpose for that. Inspiration, yes. Motivation, yes, we want that. But understand that no one is you. You are different from everyone else by design. That comes with your own unique power. And your solar plexus is your seat of power, your confidence, your courage, your sense of self and identity. All right? Manifestation mayhem. Your intentions are loud, your magic is louder, and you will quite literally watch it take form. The veil is thin this time of year by design. And I mean, we're just busting through at this point. Fearless awakening. Next thing on the list. No more waiting for permission. You are your own green light. Okay? Divine disruption. You rise. This is when we rise, unshaken, unapologetic. What do we have to apologize for? That we aren't what they told us we were supposed to be? No. We're not. We will say who we are. Period, full stop. Divine. As divine beings, as we all are. And those who live in divinity live in harmony with each other and with the earth. I do not require someone else to give me power because I create my own. What everyone else chooses in their life doesn't have anything to do with me. I choose my own. I choose God within me, and to express that, because that's what I came here for. Why would I not do that? That would be wasting time. We don't have time for that. We are out of time to be confused. There is no more being confused. Okay? It's time to get with the program. So the affirmation for this full moon: I am unbound, illuminated, and free to rise in my fullest power. Amen. What is truest partnership? Truest partnership. You and God. That's your partnership. That's your base, because you are one and the same, and you are a unique expression, co-creating with. You must start there. That is the beginning. I feel like I probably haven't smiled this entire video because I'm speaking my, I don't know, frustration. Okay. We're at an hour and 7 minutes. Okay, we're almost through this. The way that our being functions, we are multifaceted, multidimensional, spiritual beings. You've heard the saying, I know you have. Okay, boundaries, dude. These bugs are a little whatever. So we have several different bodies. Outside our body, beyond our physical self, is our spiritual body, our etheric field. That field is fed by God, the universe, source, etc. Within that field, then we have our emotional body, or our emotional field. And within that emotional field, we have our physical body. So when energy is moving, it's going to move through your spiritual field, then through your emotional field, and then into your physical body, and then out in your physical manifestation, your creation, whatever that is. It starts in the spiritual field. And if you want to think about that in, terms to actionable terms, this is your beliefs. Your beliefs create your reality. The energy moves through that space and out into your reality. So if your outside world is looking kind of shitty, take a look at your belief system. If you are being disrupted in every sense of the freaking word, and you cannot get anything done because those around you are disrupting your life. And you think it's not my fault I can't get better. All of these things are disrupting me. You are the one that believes that you need to be there. That's a problem. You're choosing to remain. Every problem is an opportunity to choose something different that's in alignment. And you're getting the information. We're getting it. The sun is literally spewing it at the earth. The earth is changing and trying to bring us along actively. Last thing on the list. Your blood is the most sacred fluid of your body and should be treated as such. 111. It is a representation of your life force, which is why the demonic realms utilize blood sacrifice and blood covens, blood agreements, because it is sacred. Tattoos fall into the category of blood ritual. Your tattoo is a portal, and it will remain on your being because it's a blood ritual for the remainder of your existence. It transcends death. Your soul is eternal. Unless you separate yourself from God, then you will be destroyed. Okay? But a tattoo creates a portal that transcends death, which I find interesting because some people come in knowing what tattoos they want. I am one of them. Always wanted very specific ones. I got them and I'm good. But they have very significant meaning. They were a way that my soul, my higher self, left clues to me, for me, about me. And I didn't even know it. I know it now. And I'm incredibly grateful that I never followed through with the other tattoos that I considered getting. I have a dragon, a phoenix, and 444. God is love. A dragon is an eternal awakened being, and it was the first tattoo I got. A phoenix is the ascension, the rebirth, the rise, and it was the second tattoo that I got. And 444, God is love, means that your angels are with you and protecting and guiding you at all times, which was the third and final tattoo that I got. Well, technically the 444 came as the fourth piece, of course, showing me my connection to angels because I am a descendant of them. And part of me accessing my lineage was that connection to them. Okay. I hope that was helpful for you guys. Whoever finds this, at whatever time it was meant for you, and take what is applicable for the moment. Put the rest in your pocket for later. I'm sending you all so much love. I hope that this finds you well and leaves you even better. Until next time, all my love. Talk to you later.